subscribe to my channel and press bell icon for latest updates.
Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to understand branching technique to minimize cyclic functions. So this is another kind of technique where we can minimize the cyclic boolean functions. So before understanding how this technique will help in minimization, we will try to understand what is meant by cyclic functions. So what is meant by cyclic functions? A function is said to be cyclic function if there is no essential prime implicant in its respective K-map. So given the function, if you convert it into K-map, in that K-map if there are no essential prime implicants, then that kind of K-map is then that kind of Boolean function is what we call it as a cyclic function. So in order to solve the cyclic functions, we need a technique called branching technique. So the steps involved for the minimization of the cyclic functions by using the branching technique, these are the steps, and these are the properties of cyclic functions. What are the properties of cyclic function? Every prime implicant is of same size. So every prime implicant in the given K-map should be of same size. So this is one of the property of cyclic function, and other one is every minterm is covered by at least two prime implicants. If every minterm is covered by at least two prime implicants, if all the minterms are covered in such a way, then there will be no essential prime implicant. Okay, if that is the case, such kind of functions are called as cyclic functions. So let's understand it by this example. This is an example. This is an example Boolean function. The minterms are 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So these minterms, when converted onto the when represented on the K-map, this is how we are getting this K-map. So these are the prime implicants that can be generated on this K-map with the given minterm. So if you observe closely, there is no essential prime implicant, and every minterm is of same size, and every minterm is covered by at least two prime implicants. See this, all the properties are satisfying. If any such kind of K-map is generated by the given Boolean function, then those kind of functions are called as cyclic functions. And the minimization of this kind of cyclic functions can be done by using a technique called branching technique. So what are the steps that are involved in the branching technique? So the branching technique means it is not a bigger technique. So it is same as that of our prime implicant chart, but there are some few steps involved in the minimization by using the prime implicant chart. The steps are: draw prime implicant chart, so as it is. So the rows should be filled with minterms and the column should be filled with prime implicants, the minimized terms of the prime implicants. Arbitrarily choose any prime implicant. So among those prime implicants, we have to choose one of the prime implicant arbitrarily. So it is our choice. So we are going to choose on our own. We are going to choose one prime implicant. So that prime implicant, so after choosing it, now delete the rows of the prime implicant and the corresponding columns of its minterms. So after choosing it, delete that row, and the minterms which are covered by the prime implicant, the column should also be deleted. Okay, next what we have to do, find all such prime implicants which are being covered by other prime implicants completely and remove their corresponding rows. So from the remaining prime implicant chart, which is also called as a reduced prime implicant chart, okay, so find all such, okay, from the reduced prime implicant chart, we have to choose the prime implicants in such a way so that all the minterms of that prime implicant should be covered by some other prime implicant. If that is the case, choose those rows and delete them. Okay, so now follow the standard procedure of minimization by using prime implicant chart. After removing those rows, the procedure is same as that of minimization by using prime implicant chart. The discussion and the examples about prime implicant chart has already been clearly explained with lots of examples in our previous videos. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire playlist so that you can have better understanding of the concepts, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Okay, so now we will hope you got the clarity on the cyclic function. This is what we call it as cyclic function. Now we will use these steps to minimize that function by using branching technique. So this technique is what we call it as branching technique. First step, draw the prime implicant chart. So before that, we will try to find the minterms of these prime implicants. So what are those? So for example, if you take first this one is going to be x bar z bar. This is x bar z bar. Next one we will choose this one. So this is first prime implicant, or we will take it as A. So in our previous practice in the prime implicant chart minimization, we have used in that way. So in order to clear the okay, so the next B, this one is x bar y bar. Now coming to this one is going to be the C. This one is y bar z. This one D is x z. This one E. This one is okay, it is x y. Okay, now coming to this one, it is F, the last one. F is y z bar. Okay, now we have to construct the we have to draw the prime implicant chart. How to draw the prime implicant chart? We have to take all the minterms on the columns, each minterm as a column, and each minimizer term, each prime implicant term as a row. Okay, so now the things are 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now the rows are these are the rows A. So we are not going to write this, we are going to use A, B, C, Ds. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so now we will separate each and every row so that we can avoid the confusion. So this is our prime implicant chart, which is generated for this given K-map function, given function. So A is covering, it is so we will name them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So what A is covering? A is covering 0, 2. It is covering 0, 2. Okay. Next B is covering, so what B is covering? B is covering 0, 1. So B is covering 0, 1, these two. And C is covering, it is 1, 5. It is 1, 5. Next D is covering 5, 7. D is covering 5, 7. Next E is covering, D is covering 5, 7. E is covering 7, 6, which means it is 6, 7. And F is covering 2, 6. F is covering 2, 6. Now what is our next step? Then our next step is arbitrarily choose a prime implicant. So we have to choose one prime implicant randomly. So that has to be there in the solution, because we have chosen it, that has to be there in the final solution. So we are going to choose A. So whenever we choose a prime implicant, so we have chosen A should be there, obviously it should be there, and now delete the rows. So the rows, this row has been deleted, okay, and the minterms which are covered by this prime implicant, those columns has to be deleted. So what is the minterm which is covering? It is 0. 0 is covered by A and 2 is covered by A. Those columns are to be removed. Okay. So now the next step is find all such prime implicants which are being covered by other prime implicants completely. So now if you take B, this B is completely covered by C. Okay, C is covering 1 and 2. Okay, we will delete these two, so it is creating some confusion. So this has been deleted and this has been deleted. Now we are left with 1, 5, 6, 7. So from these prime implicants, from this, and this one also has to be deleted. A, this row has to be deleted. A has been chosen. So from the remaining we have to choose the prime implicants. We have to choose those prime implicants which are completely covered by other prime implicants. For example, if you take B, B is covering 1. So previously it is covering 0, which has been already covered by A. So that has been deleted. So now B is completely covered by C. So B has to be removed. This has to be, this should not be considered because B is already covered by C. So the choice has to be made from the C, which is covering the B also. Similarly, if you take F, F is previously covering, I think it is 2 and 5. F is covering 2 and 6. Okay, so this 6 is already covered by this one, so which is E. F is completely covered by E. F is completely covered by E, so the F can also be deleted. So this entire row can be deleted. Okay, because those are already covered by other functions, so there is no need for us to take the choice. So we are left with 1, 5, 6, 7. So these are to be chosen. So how to choose smartly? So the next step is, so we have removed it. Now follow the standard procedure of minimization by using prime implicant chat. What is the standard procedure of minimization? We have to search for the columns which are having only 1 star, which means that they are essential prime implicants. They should be there in the final chart, final expression. So this one is covering, one is having only 1 star. So this term should be there in the final solution. So C should be there, and C is the essential prime implicant. And what are the, we have to mark the what we call it as the minterms which are covered by 1. So the one, this C is covering 1 and 5. So we have to mark them. Now 1 and 5 has already been covered. By using these two minterms, we have to choose. So we have to check for other one also. So this one, okay, this one is having, so this has been deleted. As this has been deleted, we are left with only 1 star. So we have to find all the columns which are having only 1 stars. So this is the other prime implicant which is essential prime implicant, which is having only 1 star. If you take 6, so E is covering 7 also. So all the minterms has been covered. So in our final choice, we are going to have A plus C plus E. Okay. If some of the terms are not covered, then we have to go for the choice. So we have to go for the better choice. So which has been already done in our prime implicant chart. We have clearly seen how to choose the things smartly so that we can have less number of minterms. Okay, so this is how we can minimize the cyclic functions, and this technique is what we call it as branching technique. So in order to have for you, we will try to give an exercise for you to solve these cyclic functions by using the branching technique. So the question is, where we can write, okay, so the question is, okay, we will write here, given f a comma b comma c comma d is a 4 variable function, and this function is a what is sum of the products. It is 0 2 4 5 0 2 4 5 10 11 13 15. So this is the question. So 0 2 4 5 10 11 13 15. Okay, so this is the question. So you try to solve it. This is a cyclic function. You try to you try to solve it. You try to draw the k-map for that. You to identify whether it is a cyclic function or not. If it is a cyclic function, try to solve it by using branching technique. So this is the only technique that we have. So we can solve it by using branching technique, and let us know whether you have solved it or not in the comment section below. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding these concepts, please post your doubts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.